Hi, good morning. Today I have to talk about the most baffling plotline in season 1 of The Fosters because I cannot figure out what the writers were thinking and it's still driving me crazy 2 seasons later. The Fosters was a TV drama series that aired on ABC Family Freeform from 2013 to 2018, and I was aware of the show at the time because I was still watching Pretty Little Liars every week, but I never bothered to check out The Fosters until I opened up Hulu looking for a new show to watch, and that's when I found, say it with me, Good Trouble. Yeah, I knew nothing about Good Trouble when I clicked on it, and even though I was immediately caught up to speed with a bunch of exposition, I still felt like I was missing something, so I pulled it up on IMDb, and I realized, oh, this is a spin-off to a show that I never watched, so I should probably go check that out first. So I finally started watching The Fosters, 11 years late to the party, but now that I've finished the first season, I have to talk about this show. The Fosters is a little insane, affectionate, and nothing ever sticks. Anything that can go wrong will. Any decision that's made can be immediately reversed, and anything good can be taken away in an instant. And that's not a complaint because I find it very funny. Every single time that happens, a character will spend 3 episodes going back and forth on something, and they finally get what they want, and they're like, I don't want it anymore. What? It's great. I love it. So The Fosters is about a girl, Callie, who is placed in the foster home of a lesbian couple and their mix of biological and adopted children. And of course, their last name is actually Foster, so they literally are the Fosters. Which is kind of funny because when I told my coworker that I was watching the show called The Fosters, she asked if it was about a foster family or if Foster was their last name, and I was just like, yes. Character-wise, there is Callie and Jude, a brother and sister who lost their mom a few years ago in a drunk driving accident that sent their father to prison. Messy already. Then there's Steph and Lena, the moms. Lena is the vice principal at the kids' high school, and Steph is a cop, which was and is still really weird to me because the show comes off as like progressive for 2013, but then one of the moms is a cop? Okay. Cop mom Steph has a biological son, Brandon, from her previous marriage to Brandon's dad, Mike, who is also a cop, and an alcoholic and a major player in the most bizarre plotline of this season, but we will get to that. Finally, there's Mariana and Jesus, the twins. They were fostered by Lena and Steph for a few years before being officially adopted. Okay, so at the start of the show, we find out that Lena has found the twins' birth mom, Anna, because Mariana has wanted to meet her. But Mariana changes her mind about Lena arranging the meeting with her birth mom because she's secretly already been talking to Anna. Birth mom Anna manipulates Mariana for money until she and Jesus confront their mom to tell her that she's cut off financially. But when Jesus sees the precarious situation his mother is in, living with a sketchy boyfriend, he tries to help her by finding her a spot at a women's shelter. All of this is done in secret until the night that Jesus heads out to meet his mom at the shelter. Mariana is worried when she can't get a hold of him, so she comes clean to her mom's, and thinking that Jesus went to the boyfriend's house, off-duty cop mom Steph heads over there to find her son. Cop dad Mike shows up, also off-duty, and at this point in the show, we know that Mike is an alcoholic and that he has started drinking again, so keep that in mind. Neither of them call for backup before they enter this stranger's house, guns drawn, and split up to clear different rooms. When Mike hears shots fired, he runs into the bedroom and shoots the boyfriend while Steph is bleeding on the ground. Steph gets rushed to the hospital, but she's fine because nothing ever sticks. Internal Affairs shows up to question Steph about what happened at the house, and she lies about being unconscious after getting shot to cover for Mike. Because it turns out, after the boyfriend shot Steph, a random person who just came into his house, the gun misfired and he dropped it. And that's when Mike ran into the room and shot him when he no longer had a weapon. So Steph lied in her interview because she didn't want to contradict anything that Mike might have said about how things played out. By this point, I'm already confused because on one hand, Steph recognizes that Mike did the wrong thing. That's why she covered for him. But on the other hand, if she knows he did the wrong thing, why is she covering for him? The situation escalates when an article about excessive force comes out talking about the incident, and then birth mom Anna tells the police that she witnessed the shooting before sneaking out a window, which prompts an investigation. The cops are pissy about the investigation because nothing scares a cop more than accountability, but Steph faces a new problem. She's summoned to give a deposition under oath, but telling the actual truth and contradicting her IA interview could get her fired. Of course, she doesn't get fired because nothing ever sticks, as per usual, and the investigation gets dropped after Anna recants her witness statement. Why does she do this? Oh, because Brandon bribed her and manipulated her to change her story to protect his dad. I guess he really is his mother's son. The cop boss shows up to Steph's house to have a conversation that she doesn't want to have at the station, saying she received a copy of Steph's deposition, but couldn't get it to open on her computer, and I guess since the investigation's dropped, there's no reason to worry about it. Basically acknowledging that she knows Steph lied to protect Mike, but they're cops, so it's fine. We're cops. Of course we lie to protect our partners when they shoot an unarmed guy. We're cops. Of course we bury the evidence when one of our own admits to lying. This whole storyline is confusing because it feels inconsistent, and I feel like there was a path they could have explored with Mike's drinking affecting his job performance and the consequences of that, but they don't at all. They make a point to tell us that the man was unarmed when Mike shot him, which is like confirming that Mike made the wrong call because he shouldn't have shot somebody who was unarmed. But then when the article comes out and the investigation gets opened, it's like we're supposed to be mad, like Mike is. And then after the investigation gets dropped and Steph's lie gets hand-waved away, it feels like we're supposed to be relieved and happy that these guys didn't lose their jobs. But I'm not. Mike shot somebody and Steph lied to cover for him. It's not like I expect 2010's ABC Family to say fuck the police or anything, but I also did not expect them to be in favor of excessive force and police corruption. And the investigation being dropped makes no sense either. Technically, it makes even less sense for them to open the investigation because it was triggered by drug addict Anna's witness statement, as if they would have believed anything she said enough to investigate. But it definitely doesn't make sense to drop it after a second witness, the other officer involved, confirms how the shooting went down. Anna recanting her statement doesn't change the fact that Steph herself admitted under oath that Mike shot and killed an unarmed man. Oh yeah, I didn't even realize until I was writing the script and fact-checking myself that Mike killed the guy, which makes this whole thing even more crazy-making. After the investigation gets dropped like the gun of the man Mike murdered, Mike gets reinstated working nights, and that works out perfectly because by the end of the season, Brandon admits to stealing his dad's money, bribing Anna, making and selling fake IDs, and supplying alcohol to students at the school. Technically, he didn't do the alcohol thing, but he did do all of those other crimes. When he admits to all of this in front of his moms and the school principal, cop mom says to arrest him, but nothing ever sticks, so we jump to the police station where Mike is conveniently working nights, which means he can intercept his son and avoid any actual paperwork being done on the arrest. I mean, Brandon admitted to doing many, many crimes. And because both his parents are cops, he faces no consequences. In the back of a cruiser at the station, Steph tells Brandon not to tell anybody what he did, casually brushing off the many crimes of her old-enough-to-know-better son. Check out The Fosters, Mondays, only on ACAB Family. Privately, Steph tells Mike that Anna tried to extort her, threatening to go back to the police and recant her recanting. And Mike says, that frickin' woman, I could kill her, which is exactly what you want to hear from the alcoholic cop who did just kill somebody. He asks how they're going to make this go away, and Steph says she'll handle Anna herself, but just kidding, no she won't, because Steph tries to meet Anna the next day, and Anna doesn't show. And later, we see Mike's girlfriend is cleaning him up, washing blood off of his hands, asking what happened if he got in a fight, with the implication being that he got drunk and went after Anna. I literally wouldn't be surprised if that turns out to be the case, and I should probably mentally prepare myself now for him to not face any consequences, because why would he? We're cops. Of course we get drunk and assault witnesses to shut him up. To recap, Mike is an alcoholic who shot and killed an unarmed man and then went after that man's girlfriend to keep her quiet. And I'm supposed to like this guy? Because I don't. And to make things worse, I'm in season 3 by the time of recording, which, side note, is crazy because I've been watching the show for so long. We really did not appreciate 20-episode seasons when we had them. But not only does nothing come of this, at one point, Anna is talking to Mike and she tells him that he didn't do anything wrong. Yes, he did. He killed somebody and then attacked you to keep you from telling the truth about what he did, about him killing somebody. It's so weird that they put this little plot point in there without thinking about what it actually means. At this point, I think the show is just trying to make my head explode. They could have dropped it like the body of the guy that Mike killed. They could have forgot about it and moved on, but no, they had to bring it up again specifically to spite me. The only way to make this storyline any goofier is to ship Mike and Anna, and I'm 1,000% sure they're going to do that. Because these two people are such a bad fit, there's no way they don't get married by the end of this show. Cop stuff aside, it's a great show, and I highly recommend it. Just be ready for nothing to mean anything. Because I don't know how many times I've seen a character get exactly what they wanted, only for them to suddenly, inexplicably want the exact opposite, and it's exhausting. It gets a facepalm. I gotta take off my glasses, but I love it. I really love it. It's so funny to me. Every time that happens, it's a real laugh out loud moment of pure exhaustion. That aired on ABC Family Freeform from 2018 to 2018. I still felt like I was missing something, so I pulled it up on IMDb, saying she received a copy of Steph's deposition. I literally wouldn't be surprised if that turns out to be the case, and I should probably prepare only for them to suddenly, unexpectedly, inexplicably,